Everything you're watching right now was edited by ChatGPT. The video of me is real, and I made all these screen recordings myself, but ChatGPT chose what cuts to make, all the layout choices, and when to zoom in. It even created all of these motion graphics. A month ago, this was impossible, but thanks to some new software and better models, you can now have ChatGPT or Claude edit an entire video just like this one. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that this has taken my editing time from hours down to minutes. Up until recently, AI was really bad at editing videos. I tried pretty much every AI video editing tool out there, and none of them actually saved me any time. But recently, that all changed for two reasons. First, because ChatGPT and Claude Design have gotten really good at motion graphics. Those are these animations that you may have seen in some of my videos. And the second reason is because we finally have easy software that ChatGPT and Claude can plug into to actually do the video editing for us. I want to start by showing you how you can enable ChatGPT to create motion graphics, and then I'll show you the new editing software that ChatGPT and Claude can control. To get started with this, come into the ChatGPT desktop app and click on the left here where it says plugins. The plugin that we're looking for is called Remotion. This is it right here. I already have it installed, but if you don't have it installed yet, there'll be a button here to install it. And that's it. It's that easy to set up. Now, when you come over to a new chat, you can type in the @ symbol, type in Remotion, and ask ChatGPT to create a motion graphic for you. So for instance, here I'll ask it to create a simple motion graphic that I can use as a title card for a video about remotion. All right, so ChatGPT is now finished and it put the video for us right here in the chat so we can watch it here. There is the title card and that's perfect. That is exactly what I wanted. So now what I can do is click right here where it says download the MP4 if I want to use that video. If you're curious though, you can click on the top right here where it says toggle side panel. And this is the Remotion UI. So if you ask ChatGPT to make any changes to this motion graphic, it will do it in here. And then you can always click right here where it says render to actually export the video, or it may just send you it in the chat like it did for us here. There's a whole lot you can do with these motion graphics. They're really good for visualizing data, for instance, but we're not going to spend a lot of really any more time talking about how we can prompt ChatGPT to create motion graphics with Remotion, because we're just going to leave that at the discretion of ChatGPT while it's editing the video. So let's move over now and I'll show you the editing software that I've been using with ChatGPT and Claude. So ChatGPT cannot edit videos directly, or at least not very well. You really need a third-party tool that is built for video editing that ChatGPT can then control. Like I've said, I've tried a lot of them, and the one that I found that's actually good is called Borumi. I've actually been using Borumi for almost a year now, well before they added any AI capabilities, because it's just really good for creating these talking head style YouTube videos. But recently they added MCP support, so Claude and ChatGPT can edit the videos for you inside of Borumi. Now, I want to be upfront that Borumi is not free to use. However, I think it's pretty reasonable. It's just a one-time payment of $79, and then you get full future updates included with your purchase. So you never have any sort of upcharge for it. It looks like that price may go up eventually, but at least as of right now, it's only $79. By the way, Borumi is not sponsoring this video. This is just genuinely the actual tool I've used to record and edit all my YouTube videos on my channel for the past year. But before deciding if you want to purchase it yourself, let me show you what this can do and how you can use it with ChatGPT or Claude. So this is the Borumi desktop app, and when you open it up, you can create these different video projects for each video that you're working on. Here's an example of one I started earlier today, where I was making a video all about how to use the AI capabilities inside of Google Drive. There are 3 tabs down here at the bottom. The first one is where you put in your script. And what I love about Borumi is that they have scene-based recording, where you can break up your video into different chunks, so you're not forced to record the entire thing at once. And then this tab is where you actually record it. So it records your camera, your microphone, and your screen. And then over here on the right, these are each of the scenes that we just put together inside the script section. So that way, if you mess up one of the scenes, you don't have to start the entire video over again. You can just start over on that one scene. It makes it a lot easier to get through the content. Now, once you've recorded everything, you can come over to the editor. And this is going to look very similar to a lot of other video editors. We're down here, we have the timeline with each of the different scenes labeled. You could see the bottom row down here. This is my talking head, my face, and the top row is the screen. And they are kind of linked together so that you don't lose your place and they're matched up. And within this editor, there's a lot we can do. So let's start by playing the video and taking a look at it. Today I want to show you how to use all the AI features inside. So notice how in the beginning, there's a lot of mistakes that I made. It took me a couple of tries to actually get started. So normally what I could do is just drag over the start so that it gets rid of all those bad takes. Very easy to do in Borumi. But as you see right here, there's a lot of blank spaces like here. There's another false start here. There's a couple of false starts here, more blank spaces here. So even though it's easy to do it for one, doing it for the entire video, especially for longer videos, can get quite tedious. So we're going to have ChatGPT do that for us. Another thing you can do inside of Borumi is set up these layouts. So when I click on layout, I can choose to just show my face. I can choose to show myself in the corner as a round circle in the corner. I can do just the screen. So there's all these different layout choices. Again, pretty easy, but this is also something that ChatGPT can choose for us. And there's also one section right here where I talk about AI adoption rates. And this video couldn't have come at a better time because right now the rate of adoption for the AI features inside of Drive is just taking off. So I'm hoping that that will be a place where ChatGPT will add a motion graphic showing the adoption over time. And in fact, what I've done is right here, I've actually given instructions to ChatGPT. We can listen to that. Hey, Borumi, when I'm talking about the AI adoption, create an infographic for that. It doesn't need specific numbers, but just something showing adoption over time going up, like a bar graph or a line graph. So what I've done is I've recorded the video, and then while I'm recording the video, I'm actually giving instructions to ChatGPT on how I want the video edited. That way I don't have to type it out. And ChatGPT knows that when I say, hey, Borumi, it's going to remove those instructions and follow those instructions. So let's stop playing around inside the editor now, and let's go over to ChatGPT and have it edit the video. Back inside the ChatGPT app, you want to make sure you have either ChatGPT Work selected or you are inside of Codex. Then click right here where it says choose project and new project. And you want to select a very specific folder on your computer. So click here where it says add folders, then click on your username on the left, open up documents, and click on the folder that says Borumi AI Workspace, and then click on open. As long as you have that folder selected, then ChatGPT will be able to edit any of your videos. You then want to give ChatGPT the name of the video. The video I want you to edit is called How to Use Google Drive. And then you'll just describe what edits and changes you want it to make. What I've done is I've created a skill called Edit Borumi Video. And in the description down below, I'll have a link where you can grab that prompt for free and you can just copy it and throw it into the chat. That will tell it to remove all the pauses, all the false starts, and to follow your instructions anytime you say, hey, Borumi, as well as a few other things. So with all that in place, I can now send it along, and now we'll just sit back and let it work. This can take a little bit of time. So usually what I do is I go grab some lunch or do some other tasks. And then when I come back, the video is edited. All right, I finished my lunch and ChatGPT finished editing the video. And we can see right here what it did. It cut down the video from 2 minutes and 45 seconds down to 1 minute 26. And it did that by removing all the false starts, the repeated takes, my instructions, and all the dead air. It also created a motion graphic. It struggled a little bit here. It originally tried to create an image instead of the motion graphic. And I told it, no, I wanted to create a motion graphic instead. I'll make sure to update that for the prompt that I give all you so that shouldn't happen again. And then it made a few other edits, changing the layouts and adding all the zooms. So let's go over now to Borumi and see what it did. So as you see here, this looks much different now. We have all this formatting, all the dead space has been removed. They added a bunch of zooms. So let's give this a quick watch, at least part of it, and see what ChatGPT did. Today, I want to show you how to use all the AI features inside of Google Drive. And this video couldn't have come at a better time because right now, the rate of adoption for the AI features inside of Drive is just taking off. So if you don't understand how to use these, you are going to get left behind. Now, inside of each of the different tools like docs, sheets, slides, and vids, there are different capabilities, so we're going to dive into each of these. Yeah, so not bad. That's exactly the way that I would have edited the video. And all of that was just done with one prompt inside of ChatGPT. Now, I've been using this for a few weeks now, and what I found is that ChatGPT can successfully edit about 80% of the video, but I still have to go in and fine tune it and finish that last 20%. For instance, right here, I'm showing Google Docs and ChatGPT correctly zoomed in on the Gemini bar on the bottom, but then it zoomed out only to zoom right back into the same spot, which is a little bit nauseating to go in and out like that. So I would fix that. I would get rid of the second zoom and just make the first one longer so it stays zoomed in on that one spot. There's another spot here where it zooms in on the document where it really doesn't need to. So I would delete that zoom. But then it correctly changes the layout to just my face and then switches back to a split view of the screen and my face and zooms in on the right section. So that all looks great. But right here, it's supposed to zoom in on the panel on the right, but you can't actually see the right thing. So it zoomed in correctly at the right time, but the zoom is a little off. So I can just use Borumi to fix that, and then it is perfect. So yeah, just like those little minor adjustments, every time I use it, it gets better and better though. So what you can do is after you finish the final polish of your video, you can come into ChatGPT and just tell it, I finished making the edits to the video. Look at what I did and update your skill or prompt. So next time you get me closer to the final version. I do this every time and the skill gets better and gets me closer to that end result every time that I use it. A couple other tips for you. The motion graphics are definitely optional and they will definitely add a lot more time to the editing process. Without those, it can edit the videos much faster. So what you could do is just ask it to edit the video for you and then create the motion graphics using either ChatGPT or Claude Design and just drop them in yourself. Speaking of Claude, you can have the Claude desktop app edit the videos for you instead of ChatGPT. And it works the same way. You just have to switch over to Claude Code and then make sure you select that same folder, the Borumi AI workspace, and then ask it to edit the videos for you. I personally prefer to use ChatGPT for this. I've experimented with the same video, giving both of them to ChatGPT and one version of it to Claude, and I found that ChatGPT did a much better job. Of course, that may change as new models are released. So yeah, that's how I edit my videos, or how I don't edit my videos now using ChatGPT and Borumi. Now, we talked a bit in this video about motion graphics. I have a whole video on that right here. I show you how you can create motion graphics with Claude Design. And I still think that Claude Design is a little bit easier to create motion graphics than ChatGPT. And usually the results I get out of it are better. So if you want to see all the cool things I've been making with motion graphics and Claude Design, check out this video right here. And I'll see you over there in 1 second. Bye for now.